Hi, hello, and welcome to the channel. I'm Lady Celine, and today we're getting back into the Chapter 2 Trial of Danganronpa Another. So we pretty much solved everything, all the pieces are together, Hatano is our killer, and now it's just time to wrap everything up and face the consequences of our actions. So, how did this happen? Let's find out. Now then, finally, let's do a final summary of all the events thus far, so that everyone can accept the answers we've presented. So everyone can choose. Yeah, we're just gonna go right to the building the timeline. So what do I have here? People who discovered the fire put it out. Culprit blocked a large amount of blood. Tyra came to the Switchium, so that's going to be one of the first things. I think, yeah, that's going to be here. Okay. Zuna attacks. The flashlight breaks. She runs out, and then what do we have for these items? Tyra was in a state of panic. She saw the blood on her hands. That actually, yeah, I think that makes the most sense there. She panics, she leaves. The culprit sees her leave. Act 3, culprit comes in. Kizuna is bleeding out from the stomach. She writes Maedo, and the culprit freaks out. She then removes the knife and decides to give her a final kill. Wait, no? Oh. It's the... yeah, that's my bad. Okay, so now Kizuna starts to bleed out. I mean, again. So here's the fuse. Starts the fire with the fuse, yells fire, others hear. Others rush to put out the fire. Discover... right? Yeah, okay. So people come running. Kizuna, somehow still alive. Act 5, tosses it, and then, yeah, hurts her own leg. I think that gets us to the end. Alright, tell it like it is, Yuki. The start of this case begins after the first trial ends and the second floor opens. It was a late night on the second day after she got out. At this point, there was someone who stopped by the antique shop for a purpose. She got some tools from the antique shop. The tools they brought this time were the fuse, lighter, flashlight. Surprisingly, this person's identity was Tamori, who was also the victim of this incident. Now we know, but Tamori has been planning to murder this time. Yeah, even before we shared our motives. All of the tools she picked up earlier were tools that Tamori had procured in advance for use in a murder. As a result, she died, and the real culprit of this case was the one who used the tools that she had prepared. However, on the morning of the third day, Otori, who stopped at the antique shop every time, must have noticed that some items have already been missing. Sadly, he didn't tell us because he thought it was a simple mistake and would have created confusion. So without anyone knowing, Tamori's murder plan proceeded slowly, and then Monokuma gave us the motive. As everyone knows, this motive was a note with our secrets, but it was a joke that nobody cared about. But only Tamori was different. Tamori thought she could use this motivational note, so she decided to add a step to her original plan. That's right, me. It was an operation to use the secret note of Yuki Maeda to capture Taira and join forces. Act 2. Tamori told Taira to come to the Switchium alone, and Taira headed to that place without any doubt. Yeah. Taira may seem a little petty, but in fact, she wasn't actually swayed. Tamori expected this to happen, and after the second day onwards, by acting weak, she wanted to weaken our boundaries. The appearance of being lonely, the appearance of hesitation, the appearance of accepting us with tears. It was only a fake scene to kill even a little more smoothly. That is the true nature of Tamori Kizuna. We were all fooled by Tamori. Taira, at the time, she wasn't wary of Tamori at all, so she went to the Dark Switchium. There, Tamori showed Taira a secret note and revealed a plan to kill me. Taira said that Tamori picked up a secret note that someone discarded from the trash. It was written like this: Yuki Maeda may actually know the identity of the mastermind. Of course, this is not true, because I don't know who the mastermind is. But in order to kill me with that pretext, she needed Taira's help. Tamori tried to get Taira out like that. But Taira didn't follow Tamori's words. No matter what, murder shouldn't be done by anyone. When things didn't work out as intended, Tamori gradually began to reveal her nature. Once Taira refused, she couldn't let Taira leave, the one who had heard the murder plan. So instead, Tamori changed the target. The one who she expected to refuse her was decided to be killed in front of her. Tamori ran into Taira without warning, but luckily Taira avoided the first strike. Taira panicked by Tamori's sudden attack. Taira tried to run away, but she was pushed by Tamori and fell. Then she tried to resist Tamori, swinging a knife right in front of her nose. In the process, the flashlights that Taira and Tamori had were broken by the struggle, and the Switchium, which lost its only light, they were then struggling in the deep darkness. Several minutes continued during this fierce encounter, but at some point the struggle suddenly ended. I don't know why Tamori became quiet, but Taira, who was in danger of her life, decided to leave the Switchium because she wanted to get out of the situation. The first thing that Taira found out when she got out of the Dark Switchium in a bright spot was the intense color of blood. Yes, there was blood on her hands and she freaked out. Taira only saw the blood on her body. Of course, it wasn't her own blood, and instinctively she realized that she had stabbed Tamori in the middle of the struggle without even knowing it herself. Taira, who was shocked in fear and horror in her head, went to the bathroom. She thought about washing the blood quickly from her. But, looking at Taira like this, the culprit perhaps found out what she had done. It's not clear whether or not they saw Taira in person, but the killer must have found Tamori within that short time after Taira left the power room. If someone other than the culprit in this case discovered Tamori, they might have saved Tamori by calling Inori, but the culprit in this case didn't have that thought in mind at all. In any case, the culprit who noticed the situation in the Switchium must have found Tamori in a dying state caused by Taira. Tamori tried to target Taira, but she was forced to act, as she did not die immediately. The reason for this can be found in the dying message she wrote. Tamori, realizing that she was going to die, wrote on the floor with her own blood to let us know the identity of the killer, who stabbed her, not maid, in other words, used to refer to the ultimate maid student, Tyra. The thought passed by the killer's mind so far was not thinking of telling everyone to save Tamori. The thought of killing Tamori was that she couldn't breathe, so they would just blame the wrong person. For them, the killer committed a terrible act that was hard to think of as a human being. In order to give a certain final blow, they first pulled out the knife stuck in Tamori's stomach. It was already cruel enough to do this, however. They aimed the knife at Tamori again. Just to put it back on her neck. In the process, blood spurted like a fountain, but the killer was wearing a piece of cloth to prevent the blood from splattering them. In contrast to Tyra, who stabbed Tamori in an accident and unintentionally, you can see that it was an extremely premeditated crime. That's how Tamori lost her strength to live. Tamori thought about killing, of course, and she even tried to kill Tyra. Still, did she have to die so badly? Either way, the culprit, who succeeded in killing Tamori through a fatal wound, now was starting a backup operation. Now's the fire, I think. Yeah. First, the killer installed the fuse, drawing a line around the walls of the switchium. I don't know where Tamori originally intended to use it, but they used the tools Tamori had. In the end, since Tamori prepared the tools, the killer themselves couldn't be suspected of this act. In actuality, we had a pretty hard time figuring out who brought the tools because of this. The fuse was installed mainly on the glass window as to not burn equipment as much as possible, then lit it with a lighter. The lighter, which was originally brought by Tamori, and the reason the glass was made to break automatically was because when the temperature inside the switchium becomes hot after a certain period of time, using the temperature difference between indoors and outdoors. While the criminal themselves was with the others, if they heard the crackling sound, as long as they made them think someone inside the switchium broke the glass, the killer then had the perfect alibi. This was the unusual structure of the switchium, and the glass window was cleared. It was possible because of these characteristics. But this trick wasn't that meticulous. No one noticed the fire when the fire was being made. It was a futile trick. So the killer put the plan into act than anyone else. After completing the installation of the fuse, the criminal reported the fact that there was a fire with a loud voice as if they were the fire discoverer. Some of the people who heard this sound came to the front of the switchium as the culprit intended. Those who heard the killer's voice at the time were Kinjo, Mikaru, and Uehara. Those three people. At this point, three people who had not yet known that a murder had occurred decided to extinguish the fire first without even dreaming that they were with the killer. Even the killer came with a fire extinguisher from the hallway and started to extinguish the flames. But then, to us, to the killer, to anyone, something unimaginable happened. Tamori, who must have had her throat pierced with a kitchen knife, was still alive. It's strange enough to say that it's a contradiction when you think about it in general, but Tamori, the victim, was holding on to the thread-like lifeline. And Tamori used all of her last strength She corrected the dying message that wrote "maid" with a large X next to it. In other words, it was telling us this, not the maid. I would have liked the killer's name instead, but just an X with a throat stabbed. It was already an incredible feat to do. After correcting the dying message, Tamori's life was gone. Bleeding because her heart was beating until the amount of blood increased more than that of an ordinary person, and thanks to that, we could prove Tamori was still alive. Of course, that would have been fatal for the killer, yes. Originally, only looking at the words "maid" put Tyra in doubt. She could have done it, but because the X was left remaining for no reason, the elaborate plan was doomed to fail. Tamori, even though she tried to kill and she couldn't be forgiven, she acted. At the end of the day, she was trying to tell us the correct answer with all of her strength. And the situation goes back to the power room. When the fire was put out and the setup was almost completely staged, suddenly hearing the sound of glass breaking inside the switchium. This was done in the best conditions intended by the killer. Thanks to this, everyone thought someone inside the switchium broke the glass. Everything was the way the killer wanted. The killer who was on the scene at the time, I would imagine they had a smile of satisfaction. The three of them, except Uehara, who went to watch the entrance to check the sound, went inside the switchium. In there, saw Tamori's body. At that point, the body discovery announcement rang. The others who heard the body discovery announcement arrived one by one, everyone gathered in the power room. Perhaps Tyra, who was in the position of the third party at this time, was most surprised because Tyra did not know the existence of the criminal. She thought she was the culprit, and yet a fire incident happened that Tyra herself didn't know. So when we received the Monokuma file and started investigating, the killers started their last act. First, the killer puts the third flashlight they used on the floor. The flashlight was also in a state of charcoal because it was caught in the fire. The reason why, it's because they threw something that catches our eyes on the floor in order to create a certain situation. The killer installed a sharp wire on the way of the flashlight, and she talked as if she had found a flashlight and voluntarily walked to pick it up. Yes, even though she knows they have a sharp wire installed. Here, the killer deliberately gets caught in a wire trap and cut their own leg. It was also precisely aimed at cutting the back tendon. I didn't even think at the time that the killer was going to cripple their own leg, although it was the culprit's intention to make us think so. One mistake of the killer here is that the rear tendon was cut despite walking forward. But I didn't even think about it because a person who saw another injured person at the time wouldn't think that. It must have been the culprit's idea, whose purpose was to get out of here. The culprit even gave up one of their own legs, and showed a look at being the victim in all of this. Thanks to that, we almost got hooked into thinking, would you cut your own leg? While staring at us, the killer would have been laughing inside. In this case, there were 3 people, including the killer, Tamori, and Tyra. But also most of the suspicions went to Tyra, so the identity of the killer was ambiguous. However, as a result of matching Tyra's honest statements with various situations, we were able to uncover the identity of the killer. The criminal who tried to hide their identity by throwing away their leg. The perpetrator who committed such a terrible thing to Tamori. The identity of the culprit who was smiling with a smile of deceit, watching our actions behind the scenes. It's no one else other than you, Hatsuno Ayame. About it, Hatsuno. If you have anything to object to, please do. Yeah, I don't think she's gonna have any objections. I mean, just knowing how the game goes, but also it sounds pretty solid to me. I think it works out. No, wait a minute. Something is wrong. It's not like this. Really? What's not it? It's all been decided. Shouldn't we see the end now? No, it's not over. It can't be over. But even if everything's correct and there's evidence, I just can't convince myself. Hatano is the killer who murdered Tamori that way.
Damn it, Hatano!
Damn it! Damn it. It's all over then. Yeah, I think that's it. No! Ayame-chan, please tell them they're wrong. No! She's got nothing. I got nothing in her defense. I think we pretty evenly wrapped things up. All right. Yes. Nice. I didn't get any medals. You know what? I deserve that. Monokuma's probably fallen asleep because it's like 5 a.m. right now. Oh, what? Are you done? Oh, what the hell? You guys took so long that I fell asleep in the middle of it. Nope, I never slept. Mr. Monokuma, did you sleep? Ho, no doubt. Okay, well, anyways, you guys seem to have come to your own conclusions. Now then, you guys, vote with the switch in front of your hands. As I said last time, we do not accept invalid votes, so press carefully. As a result of the voting, who will become the blackened? And the answer will be the correct answer or the wrong one. Now, what will happen? Who will it be? Do I actually have to do it? No. Okay, it's just gonna show us. That's amazing! You're correct! Tamori Kazuna was terribly killed. Like that by the ruthless blackened. Which was Ayame Hatano! That's the answer! Is she gonna say anything else? The answer? Did we do it? Did we get the culprit? Why is it the correct answer? I'm not happy to have guessed this. Damn it. Oh, by the way, the vote wasn't unanimous. I'm guessing Akane voted for herself. Miss Tyra, no matter how much you want it, voting on yourself. You don't want a suicide, okay? Who would believe what you're saying? I can't admit. I won't admit. It's a big deal, so be careful next time. Anyway, whatever you say, there's only one truth, and I said it, right? I don't lie when it comes to the class trials. Is this real? Is Hatano really the killer? Of course she is. I guarantee this. You guys said the answer you came up with at the end, right? Denying this is nothing more than escaping from reality. It's a lie, right? Ayame-chan! Only the judge was talking. Everyone couldn't even breathe, because the result of the trial was so terrible. Miss Tyra played the role of accomplice, so the case was extremely extreme, but It was also because the incident happened late at night. Okay, 9:30 is not that late. What are we, 40?
Why? I ask why? Why did a girl like you kill her?
You watch your mouth, Kobashikawa-kun. This can't be true. How is Ayame-chan a killer?
We want to believe that too, but...
Stop it, Akane. Any more than this, and it's only gonna make it worse. I can't hide it anymore. What are you talking about, Ayame-chan? You can't hide it? Well, if you say it like that, it makes you look like you're the culprit, you know? I'm sorry. You're sorry, but why are you apologizing? Why? Tamori was killed by me. Wow. Yeah, well, you don't have to make another announcement. We already knew that. Monokuma already confirmed it. Why did she have to kill, even going as far as breaking your own leg? That's right. If the answer we came up with is correct, doesn't that mean all we said, all our reasoning was correct?
We were asking to end the trial early so that we could heal your leg as soon as possible. If you're the killer, it just doesn't make sense.
I don't believe it. I won't believe it. I can't believe this. Yeah, in the end, you were also a murderer. It's surprising, but the word unexpected doesn't apply to criminals. Because even outside of these walls, there are piles of criminals who are doing heinous things with dismal faces. Why did you do it?
Please answer us. Why did you do that?
That's obvious. Because I wanted to get out of here. Huh? Isn't that obvious? Other than that, there's really no reason to commit a murder. To get out of here and seek my freedom. I wanted to return to my usual daily living. That's why everyone has no choice but to sympathize. It was just the choice of murder as a means.
OMG!
What did you just say? You finally got my plan. I thought it was perfect because I could use Taira Akane. Oh, damn. I thought she was like actually looking out for her. Okay. So it was more, she was looking to steal the getting out opportunity from Akane rather than trying to cover up Akane's crime. That's interesting.
No, Hatano!
What? In the end, you were just the same person as Higa?
This is what nature is, after all. Nobody can judge just by looks. Now, I must know the evil face that committed this murder. Oh, you caught me. This is Hatano's true nature? She just wanted to get out of here, and for that reason, she killed Tamori? Really, that's all? Something just doesn't feel right. As Kinjo said, I shouldn't judge by appearance. This might be what Hatano really looks like. But what is this deep pain in my head? I can't see you with my eyes open anymore. Let's just end it.
End it? You mean the execution? You were that kind of person all along? Hatano! So what the hell did we do this, damn it? Who do we trust for?
Monokuma, get it started. Let's get it over with. I want to see someone die. Now wait a second. Can we finish things like this? Can we really send Hatano like this?
But Maeda, look at her. You may be right, but whatever you say to her won't work.
Execution? Unfortunate for me. What a waste. Hatano, is that really you? Are you saying you were pretending to be a human being? Yes. This is the real me. I thought you guys were stupid, couldn't figure it out. But my tricks, I guess you weren't so bad after all.
What did you say?
Hey, please, stop, Hatano. If I look at Hatano's appearance any more than this, I'll go crazy. Hatano, you really don't have any regrets? Are you satisfied with your actions? Of course. It's my execution. Come on, if you say regret, I couldn't get out of here. That's all I regret. Lies. What? You wanting to get out of here. That's a lie. What? You think you know me, don't you? It's not a lie. I did murder because I wanted to get out of here. That's all. If you wanted to leave this place, you wouldn't have cut your own leg. Oh, dude, that was something that I brought up, that like it would be completely throwing away her future if she did this, unless she was like Leon maybe wanted to get out of the sports industry, but there was really no signs of that from our end.
What do you mean?
Hatano did murder. That's correct, but there must have been another reason. You acting like a villain, but your body is trembling. Hatano. Ooh, she don't like that. She don't like being called out. Curses. Then the Hatano we just saw, she was just acting? You mean she acted crazy on purpose? So then, why did she really kill? Kurakawa, I can't. Hatano. After saying that, Hatano's appearance returned to normal. At that moment, I felt the pain disappearing from my mind, and the sense of incongruity just before was gone. My hands are already dirty, and it might sound like an excuse, but please, let me tell you. This is why I committed my murder. I was running down the second-floor corridor at the time of the incident. As you guessed, at the time, I saw Akane running somewhere. She was going in such a hurry, I tried to talk, but then I realized that Akane's body was covered in blood. I went to the power room where Akane had come out with no doubt. I found out that something had happened inside the switchium. I took a flashlight in a hurry to check the condition inside, and Tamori was dying, and there was a knife stuck in her stomach, as you all said.
Then why did you kill her there? You could have thought of a way to call the others. Let Tamori live and save her and shit.
Because that was not the case. It was not the case? According to the facts I've seen, when I discovered her, Tamori was almost dead. I knew she wasn't dead because she was breathing hard, but that was it. She was already on the brink of death. That was until she got killed by you. I was worried, anxious, and scared. If Tamori dies, Akane becomes the killer. It was a scary thought. I wanted to throw the thought away. What? At the time, I really wanted to think about it, and that kind and good-natured Akane. Why would she stab Tamori? I learned that it was an accident, though, before the trial, but at the time, she had no idea. In my head, I just went like this because I only thought about Akane becoming the black end of this case. I couldn't leave her alone. I couldn't leave my friend alone while knowing everything, throwing everything away for the sake of survival. Wait a minute, then the reason you committed murder was...
Ayame-chan! Because of me? To release me from becoming the Blackened?
I just couldn't stay put and watch Akane go down for it all. I also wanted to call Inori to heal Tamori. But if Tamori's breathing goes out while I go to get Inori, then Akane would have been executed without fail due to my mistaken judgment. I couldn't allow that to happen.
Then from the very beginning, you were thinking of dying instead of Tyra?
And that included the cut on her tendon.
All of that was to protect Tyra?
What?
This is the truth. I just couldn't say I didn't know about my friend's crime. A sad tragedy born from friendship. For a while, no one could speak. Inside the courtroom, only Tyra's wailing was the only voice ringing in our ears. Was that really the only reason? Yeah. It is a commendable act to lay down one's life for others. It's not possible without some courage. In that aspect, you deserve to be recognized. But if those were the only intentions to do that, it would not have been necessary to go through a trial like this, right? Even if you reveal the facts to everyone and accept the execution, your intentions do not change. But at the time of the trial, your appearance became as if you looked desperate.
Hey, Mikaru, if you say anything more to Hadno, I won't let it stand. Even if you're a woman.
I'm not scared of you, idiot, and shut up. I'm talking with Ayame Hatano right now. No, it's okay. Calm down, Kabashikawa. Sure, Mikaru. You know what? There was something else.
What else was there?
I didn't tell you this, as it would sound like an excuse they said the first time. As Mikaru pointed out, doing this for Akane may have been just a pretext.
Oh, poor Akane is, emotionally spinning all over the place.
I'll tell you everything. It can't be said there was no darkness in my heart. Somewhere in my mind, it was like, it's okay because it's for Akane. But there was also the desire to get out from this place. It must have existed in my mind at one point.
It did? Oh, but even with your leg like this.
This was a meaning of apology to you guys if I succeeded in escaping. And even if my leg is paralyzed, everything's already too late.
What are you saying?
Motive. The first motive that we got when Maki was murdered. The outside world I saw there was a terrible world that I couldn't even run properly. Huh? How is that possible? So in the end, the initial motive was the driving force too. Other than me, my coworkers and rivals, they can't even walk anymore. But if that's the case, what's the use of getting out of here with my legs fine?
What? How did that happen?
Hatano, what happened? I thought that video was all just manipulation. And I thought Hatano would be the first to run non-stop and never be fooled.
I know, but I wanted to check if it was real. Until I saw with my own eyes, I was so nervous. And every day, it drove me like crazy. This wasn't recent. From the time Maki, I've been running around in my head. I had nightmares every night, and I was always confused when I was with her. All that can be said of me is the fact that something has gone blank. I wanted to see it with my own eyes. No one objected to Hatano. The feeling of Hatano felt was exactly the same as me, because I still remember seeing my family. And when I was alone, I couldn't stay still because of the anxiety. After all, every breath was about the motive again and again. We were vigilant about that new motive called the secret note, but the motive we were given the first time, no matter how many new motives came out, it didn't disappear. The intense image was clearly stuck in our minds.
I understand the feeling, but you were weird. I don't feel a strong will like Mitsuhiro Higa. The desire to go outside.
Was it a conflict?
Conflict?
Will you lose us for the chance to leave outside? Would you accept death for your dear friend Tyra? You were in conflict, weren't you, Hatano?
It wasn't as big as that, but by the time Maeda appointed me as the culprit, I had already given up on escaping. After everything was revealed. But the reason I got ugly and struggled until the end, it's because of Akane.
Oh, she's just so crying. She's wailing the whole time. She hasn't said a word in like hours.
I was relieved to learn that it was only an accident that Akane stabbed Mori. During the trial, because I knew Akane was the way I knew her. Even though, after I was driven as the culprit, Akane tried to deny my crime even more severely. Than me, the culprit, to prevent me from being executed. I'm the one that betrayed you all and committed murder. I'm a little happy inside. Like, I want Akane not to die. And she has the same mind too. More than that, how disappointed Akane would be if I admitted the crime. Not to mention Maeda and Kinjo couldn't be beaten. Why are you smiling? Huh? Oh, you're angry. Akane, I knew you would be disappointed, but I'm sorry. Why? You did because of someone like me? How can you laugh like that? How can I laugh? Akane, you ask something very strange. Thanks to me, you're able to survive safely. Is there anything more simple than this? Hatano.
Oh, damn it. Oh, damn it.
In the end, nope. In the end, I'm just an idiot who, after weighing in between dreams and bonds, I've done things that shouldn't be done. Still, I'm satisfied. I could have saved at least Akane, and feel somewhat relieved. Although my dream ends here, you guys don't make the same mistake as me. Go after the best dreams you believe in. I chose to protect my friend rather than my dream. Now, I'll say goodbye to this world. But at least I have no regrets.
Don't say goodbye or end it like that. You make it sound so ominous. That really happens.
It happens even if you don't say that, though. Monokuma. Well, I understand Hatano's situation, but it's taking too long. Look, if this is a game, you have to think about the person who plays it. Yeah, y'all are wasting our time. Let's get to it. Shut up, Monokuma! I don't know what Miss Hatano thought and what circumstances caused the murder. The important thing is the result. In the end, the fact that you killed Miss Tamori doesn't change one bit. Murder means the order has been broken. For a blackened who has broken it, an appropriate punishment is necessary.
Yes, I am to be punished. You take the sin and pay for the penalty for it.
Oh, confident attitude. I don't like that. It's different from Higa-kun. But for Miss Hatano and Miss Tyra, it's whatever. In the end, the cause was that you wanted to go out, right?
Hey!
Why, Hatano-san, a little while ago. Say it with her own mouth. She was conflicted because she wanted to go out. Shut up. You're the one who created this whole situation itself. What are you even saying? What am I saying? Are you that stupid? Pooh! If you forget the outside world, this wouldn't happen. You just need to live comfortably here. So if you want to get out, you have to go through a murder case. You should know this already. Stop spouting your nonsense and go ahead, disgusting bear. Fine, I won't meddle with you guys anymore. It's also because midnight's already passed, so let's start. The heart-racing punishment time! I have prepared a very special punishment for Ayame Hatano, the ultimate sprinter, who is the black end of this case.
Everyone, remember to get along. No, wait a minute. Ayame-chan, please wait. There are still many things I haven't even told you. Ayame-chan!
Let's go all out!
Ayame-chan! Because of me, because of a fool like me, I stabbed someone by accident and I didn't do the cleanup. I also just bothered you. I made this scene. Don't go! I'm going to die. All I need to do is die. Monokuma, wait!
It's punishment time!
Akane, I want you to be alive. Live. Wait!
All right. Let's see what the sprinter special is. I would be surprised if they made her run because of the torn leg tendon and all that. But it's already looking like a track field. Huh. So she's like strapped in some kind of chair? What the hell? The ultimate sprinter dismantling sports day. Okay, the saws are all just coming right after him. I guess Ayame's inside the Monokuma robot? Okay. Ooh. Oh. Ooh, they really made sure. Okay. Yahoo! This thrilling feeling of endorphins rising! It's fantastic profit!
Ayame-chan! Ayame-chan! No!
It's too much flesh, blood. Atano!
Oh no! I don't think I can hold it in anymore! Hatano was executed. So much cruelty, so mercilessly. I closed my mouth to hold back the vomit that had reached my throat. For her colleagues and for her best friend, Hatano willingly gave up her life. How many people can do that in the world? That was the kind of person she was. Goodbye, Hatsuno.
Evil, ugly. It's not a dream. How long do I have to continue this nightmare?
That's up to you guys. It's a nightmare. If you guys forget only the outside world and live in harmony here, you're happy and don't know what to do. You mentioned this in the first trial as well. Forget the outside world. You keep emphasizing those words. What is the purpose? What is the reason you want from keeping us inside? Oh, if I tell you that, it's a major spoiler. I might transform into a wave of protest.
Shut up, you bastard! Why do you do this to us? Why? Tell us the reason.
Wouldn't be desperate to kill each other without knowing that. Then let's ask something different. The cost of entering an execution of this school is nothing but ordinary, absolutely impossible. What the hell are you? Where does this organization come from? There are a lot of things you're curious about, huh? Good. Then would you like a special service? Everything that you see in the school, from the beginning, it's all been here. I just modified it a tiny bit. I tried so hard to make you guys feel amazing despair, yet you guys ignored my warnings. Truly sad. You're so noisy. What is despair? Is it so fun to play with a person's life? Huh? Do you think I'm just doing this simply to enjoy it? Well, it's true to some point. Although I'm actually enjoying it. You guys don't know how important all of this is. No clue at all. What are you talking about? Nothing you need to know. If you're curious, do your own research and find out. After all, it's written in the school rules. Investigation is always free to do. Well, this is it. After enjoying a brilliant execution, I woke up because I'm feeling so worked up. But if I don't sleep, it's dangerous because I might sleep all day tomorrow. Of course, everyone did a good job. Seems to be a good despair finale, so at this point, the class trial is over. Good night. After Monokuma disappeared, only Tyra's sobbing sound came from the trial grounds. I felt like I would go crazy too. It's an indescribable, evil feeling, a feeling of despair beyond reason. It seemed like my body was being crushed by a tremendous pressure. But I can't give up here. I have to move forward, for the sake of our dead friends. Even though I thought in my head, my body wouldn't move or follow. Can we really get out of here? The second trial is over. 4 people have lost their lives. But who will be next? Is it me?
Tyra, calm down. Everyone's sad. It's all because of me. Kazuna-chan died because of me. Ayame-chan also died because of me. That's right, isn't it? All because of me. All because of me. It's all because of me.
Reprimanding for yourself. I know all too well that it wasn't because of Tyra, but I just couldn't tell her anything. It's hard. It's too hard to put yourself up, but taking care of others would be a real sainthood. After all we can do for Tyra is to let her cry freely without interruption. To be able to complain such feelings without tears. It could have been me instead. It's ugly and noisy and useless and lame. What? Yeah, it's all because of you. I know you well enough. If you feel guilty like that, write a will and commit suicide already.
Hey, what did you say, Kenjo? Say it again!
It's better to get behind a bitch blackened like you.
Blackened?
Kinjo, are you crazy? Why are you suddenly saying all this stuff? I hate this the most. In my true sense, a blackened is subtly convicted of innocence to avoid the law. Blackened, you mean Tyra? Is there anyone else who fits? Stop! This is bullshit! How many times has it been revealed that stabbing Tyra Digimori was an accident?
Is that really what you say to someone who just lost their friend after their death?
An accident? Of course it was. Kazuna Tamori started it all. However, who made the final blows, no matter the pretext, must be punished. The two were punished and killed, right? Taira Akane, who was at the heart of the case, more than them, is alive and clean from this. Have you forgotten? Even if this woman had killed Tamori in an accident, the class trial, Akane Taira made a false statement to hide her crimes. What would have happened if we were caught in that lie? Isn't it terrible to imagine? Directly or indirectly, Taira Akane almost put us all at risk. But she couldn't help it, could she? Tyra knew she was guilty, and she knew she'd be executed if she told the truth. Then she shouldn't have done that in the first place. No matter how much of an accident it was, you think it makes sense to just go and wash the blood to destroy evidence as you stab Tamori? A girl who's willing to say that they're innocent. Isn't it normal to at least support Tamori and give her first aid, or call Inori as soon as possible? They do have a point.
Please think of Tyra. The accident may have happened, and a rescue might not have occurred because she was in a state of panic.
No, I'm confident of this. If Taira Akane really was the Blackened, it's certain for a fact that she would try to trick us with selfish thoughts.
Stop talking, Kinjo, you bastard! I'm not gonna tolerate this anymore!
Oi! Calm down, Cobra Boxer! Get your fist down, big manly boy!
You guys need to look at things objectively. What she did was objectively wrong. There's still a lot to talk about, but I don't think it's the right time when everyone is on edge and confused as they are now. It's late today, so go to bed. I'll talk with you all tomorrow morning.
Hey, wait, dude! If you want to talk to me, then stop! Hey, you bastard! You just gonna leave us like that? Hey!
Why is Kinjo doing this? It's like Kinjo's creating a separation between us.
So, what do we do now?
Is Tyra going to recover? Losing a loved one is a very difficult feeling.
Oh, that's right. Tyra, are you okay?
Ooh. Oh, she's broken. I'm sorry, 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 I'm sorry. Oh. Tyra's all good now. Let's all rest for today. I don't feel good after a class trial. It's already late. It's a lot of energy. It's almost dawn. Go. Sleep. Let's do as Kurakawa suggests. Honestly, I can't afford to think anything more right now. We'll listen to Kinjo tomorrow. Today, we're going to sleep. Okay. I feel like the more we do this, the more harder we have to work. Everyone, have a good night's sleep well. Being in such a situation is unusual in itself, but the current situation was much more than the first trial. Kinjo, who should lead everyone, seems to be getting twisted more and more, and our friends start to lose their lives one by one. What can I do at times like these? Play around with everyone and relax while learning about them? follow my own dreams? Right now, I think it's impossible for anything to happen. I have no more power to think anymore. Let's sleep for today. Dude, I agree. I am so fucking tired. Oh my god. I returned to my room. When I left the courtroom and returned to my dormitory, I greeted some of my friends and tried to chat a little, but everyone seemed to have no energy left. It's no wonder. It had only passed 3 or 4 hours before returning to my room, but within those 3 or 4 hours, we lost some very precious things. It feels like it's been years since then. The stiff dorm bed that couldn't be comfortable is now feeling better than anything else. Tired. A desperate situation in which we taste the despair of the death of our friends and do not know whether we'll be able to stand up again. What kind of despair awaits us from tomorrow? Now, I don't even think there's hope anymore. Now, I've only passed the second-class trial. But this is not the end. The despair surrounding us was approaching, evolving us deeper and deeper.
Hey, hello! I don't know if you're comfortable. Don't you feel comfortable? Oh, it would be weird if you were tied up in public like this, but if you're comfortable... No way! If it is comfortable, you're a true Maso? But you are not, right? Oh well, I came to bring the meal again today. Your appearance is still there, so take good care of your health until then. By the way, who could have thought you'd be led like this? I'm really sorry for being like this and having to lock you up. In fact, it would have been nice if I let everyone stay with you too. Your body is the one that can't age, isn't it?
Okay, I have no idea what he means by that.
Still hottie, huh? I like it. It'll be all right when your turn comes. By that time, how many people will survive? Ha 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 ha!
So is he's like keeping someone hostage and planning to like release them on us? Maybe in like a broken mental state?
Huh? What? Ah, I get you. It's because that woman you love is still alive. There's nothing to worry about. I'll go there then, because if I'm not watching, I don't know what those guys will try to pull. See you next time.
Well, shit. I mean, it makes sense, actually. I think we only had like 15 people to start with. So, of course, there's a 16th student somewhere. Oh, sad. Okay. Yes, please. Please save. Please save everything. Then I think that wraps up chapter 2 for us. Wow, okay. Still kind of reconciling with our loss. I guess we'll continue in the next one. We'll see how the crew does at pulling themselves back together after a second execution. Thank you so much for watching if you've made it this far. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a like. If you didn't, keep it to yourself. Just kidding, you can put that in the comments. And subscribe. You gotta do the subscribey thing. There's a button that says subscribe. If you click it, then that lets me know that you want to see the next one. I hope you watch the next one. Thanks, and